When people struggle with money, when they spend more than they think they should, or they're failing to save as much as they ought to, or think they ought to, they tend to rest this at the feet of lack of willpower. They think if only I had more willpower, if I could be more disciplined, then I'd make a lot more progress. And I think that's true in the margins, but it's not really the whole answer to the question. My wife Gina and I, we run half marathons sometimes, and I'm not somebody who can just wake up one day and run 13.1 miles. I don't run as a matter of habit. I don't like it. I like having done it. I think it's good exercise, but I'm not someone who's inclined to just enjoy running that much. And so, if we sign up for a race and I said to myself, okay, I can train for the race, I just need to muster all the willpower I can. Maybe I would just like run probably a lot the first couple of days and then burn my legs out and get real tired and not do it again. Um, but then, like, what if I didn't even know how long the race was? And what if I didn't know like any sense of how many miles to run per day to get to the level of skill that I want to? That's the case for a lot of folks when it comes to balancing daily decisions around spending against these big, longer term abstract goals. For example, like having enough money that you can cease to have to earn an income, or buying a house, which for folks my age and younger, it's really daunting. It's really tough, and we've been led to believe with some truth that it's almost not worth even pursuing. Now I don't believe that, but I get why people feel that way. And so when you have these goals that are so big and so far off and so, I don't know, seemingly unattainable, it's really tough to limit spending right now to accommodate them or save for them, especially when you don't know, again, like how long is the race I'm training for. And so when it comes to half marathons, for me, thankfully I know how long they are now. That's helpful. And then beyond that, I will go online. I'll download this guide from somebody who writes about running, and it says, okay, this week run this many miles, per day, and then do a long run on the weekend, and then the next week a little longer and a little longer, and then here's exactly how many miles to run in a given day. And so willpower is part of the picture. You need some willpower to actually go out and do the thing, that the running that you're meant to do. But I think the bigger ingredient there, the bigger two ingredients really are, number one, a sense of pursuing a goal that's pretty well defined. It's like, okay, I know how long I have to run in the race. I know kind of how much time I want to take. It should take me to run the race. And so between now, I know I can't do it now, so I know I have to do something between now and then. But I have a very clear sense of what I'm shooting for. Number two, the goal of on a given day running the amount of miles you're meant to run. It's very credible. Because again, like I know I can't run that long today. I know that this person knows what they're talking about or seems to, and they've planned out this route for me. So okay, I can get buy into the notion of running 5 miles today. Fair enough. And I know that if I don't do it, then I'm gonna fall behind. Then I'm gonna have more miles to run, or I won't do as well. And like the race is never that far off, so it's close enough that it's like, okay, it's happening. You better do something about this. You better train. It's long enough though that I feel I do have time to actually do it, and that's that like perfect or nice balance at least where you can actually make some progress. Where it's like, okay, I have a goal. Maybe it's far off, but I at least kind of know what it is. It's pretty well defined, and I know what steps to take. Which, of course, there's no crystal ball. We don't know exactly what they'll get there, but we at least have a good sense that what I'm meant to be doing this day or this month or this week is credibly, reliably getting me toward where I want to go. And I think that like that's what's really helpful for spending versus longer term goals. Is it's really hard to say, okay, I'm going to spend, I'm going to not get a drink at dinner today because I want to retire 40 minutes sooner than I otherwise would, 30 years from now. But I think what's much easier is to say, okay, I know how much I need to save. And hey, yeah, it's all approximations. It's all kind of guesses at a certain sense, but like I have a reasonable sense of how much I should save every month. And, that money's already flowing toward a retirement account and flowing toward debt payment and whatever else I'm working on. And then what's left over is what I can spend. I know how much that is. I can see, on my bank app how much I have left over. And so I'll spend it or I won't if it's not there. That becomes way simpler. And so all that to say, if you're struggling with this stuff, if you feel like progress is really hard to come by, or it's kind of hopeless, or you're really getting down on yourself, keep in mind like willpower and discipline might not be the thing you're missing. The thing you're missing might be a sense of how long is the race, how many miles have I got to run to really train for it and get there. And to get help with that, you can hire a financial planner, of course. You can go online. There's a lot of good resources as well, calculators, things like that can help you get a sense of how much to save. But if you're not making progress you want to, what you might need is a more well-defined goal. What you might need is a credible set of steps toward that goal. And I think, and of course, the automatic transfers that kind of make this thing happen in the background, you might find with those things, you don't need quite as much discipline or willpower, which is good because willpower is a very scarce resource for a lot of us, including me. And that might be what you need. So it might not be like you're not disciplined enough. It might just be you need a plan. And yeah, follow me for more thoughts on personal finance and maybe running too. We'll see. Thanks very much.